You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
I want to talk about news, don't want the drama. From no pretentious media Madonna. I found me a great ganja mama. Cannabis and coffee with Tamarijuana.
Good morning, everybody. Oh my God, my hair. My hair is a mess. My nose is all fucking broken out again with shingles. Had a weekend. I had a great weekend, actually. I took Saturday's my day off, and I took Sunday off, and I don't go back to work till 3 o'clock this afternoon, so it almost feels like I had a long weekend. But I did a wedding this weekend for a friend of mine, and I did the bride's hair, and then I bartended, and they weren't big drinkers. Like a lot of the people, like we were all kind of sitting there with our vape pens. Like honestly, we were all kind of like sitting around going, right? So that was a good thing because like we did have, there were people that had a few drinks, right? Like we're not going to say we didn't have any drinking. We had people, had a few, but nobody got overly belligerent or really out of control, or I had to say, hey, you can't have any more to drink, or any little kids trying to come and get, drinks from me. It was a nice small family wedding. It was great. Kim's a good friend of mine here. We actually met during the Liberal campaign election a few years ago. So actually it was two campaigns ago. And we've worked together, and we also started the Ukraine Shelter for the Ukraine Society together. It was Kim. I put the thing on the Facebook that day saying, hey, anyone want to do a vigil? And Kim's always the first person to step up for me, always. So we did that together. We've done a few things together, and then I was included in her daughter's wedding. So I feel like part of the family. Anyways, I'm got packages this morning. So I'm opening packages as I'm doing this, and we're going to talk about the advantage over legalization and disadvantages over legalization today. I'm leaning a little more towards the fact that we can get cleaner, safer cannabis. Because let's face it, before we have legalization, I don't know how many times I got to clean this camera because it's looking like I'm all foggy. There we are. How many times you picked up a pound of pot that was full of seeds, or had mold, or just wasn't good, right? I mean, the quality was crap, and you were paying like anywhere between $1,200 to $3,500 a pound, right? And I think that's where we're at now. We're sure you can't go into the store and buy a pound of weed, but you can buy 30 grams, right? You can buy an ounce, and an ounce is, usually before were anywhere between $200-$300 per, right? Now you can get them for $100, some 50, depending on where you're going. Now, the indigenous market also leans a little more towards the medical side. They don't have the same regulations. In fact, they have no regulations. They're regulating themselves, which is great for them on their treaty. On their sovereign land, they should be able to do that. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, they should be able to set up a dispensary or a store anywhere they want. Because as far as I'm concerned, Canada is Turtle Island, and it's all their land. So whatever they wanted, like, I just don't have a problem with that. I know some of the other retail do, but I don't. Okay, first of all, this was supposed to be pink, and it's not. It's white. Okay, that's going to piss me off already, because these were supposed to be pink. I ordered pink specifically, right? Because you know me, I'm pink. Anyways, it's not pink. My air conditioner that came with no remote and no instructions, right? Okay, so this is, you add water to this guy. It's a little air conditioning unit thingy, whatever, that I got for me and Taven. because it's been so damn hot. Now that looks like it just snaps right in there. Why is that even off? Okay. Oh, that comes off too. Okay. See, these are supposed to, I did a Google search and, looking for the best units on the market kind of thing. That looks like it's got a crack in it. Oh, no, I guess not. And that goes in the front, I guess. Yeah, because it's been like 100 million degrees, right? Like we've been having some pretty dang hot, it's a pretty dang hot summer this year. And it's not going to get any better the way I look at it. It's going to be just the same every summer, right? Okay, this is going to piss me off too. Why will this not just go in there? Why is this even off? Like, and I expected these to be in a lot better quality than what they are. And they're not that great a quality either. It's just cheap fucking plastic. As usual. Okay, that's not going to go in there. What the hell? Okay, I got to be careful because I don't want to break this fucking thing. Okay, that goes like that. Okay, so that goes like that. All right. And this tells you how much water to add, max. Okay, so I guess that's that. That I paid $60 or $80 for each. Air cooler. Okay, well, that one, like I said, they were supposed to be pink. This one's showing that it was supposed to be green. See, it says green. That ain't fucking green. I'm not impressed. Okay, these I'm not impressed with. Oh, they did come with a user's manual. Water tank. Non-slip pad, water level indicator. And that's supposed to be special. Mini portable air conditioner. How to use the mini portable air cooler. All right. Okay, well, that's that. Oh, and that's that. And it's just fucking coming off like fucking like nothing. Like, what the hell? Like, seriously? Like, why is everything built like crap these days? Like, this is just crap and it's already got a fucking, oh no, it's not a crack. I was going to say it's already got a fucking crack in it and I'm going to snap. But it doesn't. But I'm still not impressed. Like, I'm not impressed. I literally paid $80 a piece for these. And they're just crap. Okay. And not from Temu. I ordered these directly from the company. Anyways, because, Temu, right? I love Temu. Anyway, so now that we've got that under wrap, and I feel this one says it's green too. And I bet you it's not. I'm going to open it. Just because I'm curious, because I asked for specific colors, right? And when you don't get what you order, like, I'm sorry, but that pisses me off. Like, when you order specifically a specific thing and you don't get it, and this thing's fucking breaking already, like, I'm gonna fucking snap. Like, seriously, like, what is wrong with these people? Like, why? Like, yeah, like, that's fucking bullshit. Okay, I bet you this one isn't green either. How much you want to bet, boys? How much you want to bet, guys? This is not green either. Oh, I guess use the right side of the knife would be good. If this one's not green, I'm going to snap. Because I ordered green. Because green is my, well, not my favorite color, but green. I wanted green. And this one's fucking white too. How does that fucking, how does that work? And the box is damaged. Because the guy that actually literally like brought this stuff to, literally hurfed it into my veranda. I heard it go thunk. So if these don't work, somebody out wherever is gonna fucking lose their faith. Because I'm good at fucking, yeah, losing it. Okay. Now we got another package. See what's in this one, because Tamarijuana been shopping. Because that's what ADHD does to you. It makes you shop. Now I understand why I have no money and why I'm so scattered all the time. What's in this one? Ooh, shoes. No shoes. Oh, my Hello Kitty shoes. Right on. I can wear those ones today. What's this? Oh, more ducks. Because I ordered ducks in this color. And my ironing pad for my iron. And what's this? Oh, Harris is squishy. Okay, so that's my goods gathering today. Okay, so I am done opening packages. All right, let's get to it. I need to roll a doobie and get on or get a little better on track. Anyways, back to the wedding. It was a fabulous time. We had a great time. Um, I had a great time. And like I said, not too many drinkers. It was good that there wasn't it wasn't a big overheaval of alcohol consumption. So bartending wasn't a big um to do. Like I said, most of us were running around with vape pens. And most of the people that were there, the kids, all had as well, all like young people, weren't really drinking a lot, which I think was terrific because again, um, alcohol is something that some people use, and I've got no issue with that. Everything in moderation, right? Like that's my stance on everything. Pretty much is if you can handle yourself with alcohol and don't overconsume, then who am I to say anything? Like I don't care. Again, if you have a bunch like I couldn't handle I still can't handle even like going into a place where there's a bunch of people that have been drinking that are drunk and try and converse with them. And that's why I don't work in like I work in retail, but I don't work in a bar. I could not do that. Like I don't think I could handle being around drunk people all the time. Um and serve in a bar. Like I did it when I was younger for a very short stint. I worked at the York in Lethbridge, I think, for 2 nights. I couldn't handle the size of the trays of the crowds because I was so little, and because you have to carry trays like this, and I don't have a wrist that flattens, right? So trying to carry a tray on the tips of my fingers was not good, and I couldn't lift trays above my head. I just wasn't that girl. So, and I'm okay with that. I didn't mind not having to work in a bar. I mean, those that do, I give you all the gratitude and respect because dealing with people that drink alcohol all the time, sometimes it gets a bit rangy, sometimes it can get violent, sometimes it can be outright ridiculous, right? So I give you all the kudos in the world for dealing with people that consume alcohol on a regular because I couldn't do that. Anyways, I'd love to work in a vapor lounge. I wish we could have vapor lounges. I wish that somewhere we could set up somewhere where you serve cannabis. Like, people get a menu and they come in and they choose to, have whatever. And you bring them out, you know, the vaporizer or papers on a door, the cannabis on a tray with however much they've, chosen to, all packaged, of course, with papers and a grinder. And they can sit and consume and enjoy, and have a soft drink or, have something to eat or whatever. So that would be my ideal situation where we had lounges where you could go in and consume cannabis like you do liquor, right? Have a drink, of whatever. Like, of course, you can't do both, right? You can't have alcohol and cannabis in the same location. That's definitely the regulations for sure. But if you could have just cannabis served up on a plate, like, or like if you want to have whatever, like coffee shops, like they do in Amsterdam. But again, Amsterdam has closed that off for the general public too. You can only go there and consume cannabis now in Amsterdam if you're a resident. They totally shut that fucking down. Yeah, and I went, well, what's the point of going then? And that's what I've always thought about Amsterdam. I was like, oh, I want to go. But then we got legalization in Canada and I didn't really need to go. Yeah, my hair is still Saturday hair. I don't shower before the show. I shower after the show before I go to work. But again, like we need to look at that as another industry that could be added to and start lobbying for cannabis safe consumption. Not even a safe consumption site. That just sounds eh. You know what I mean? I'm talking like a lounge. I'm talking like the same entities as a restaurant, a bar, more like a bar, I guess, because you have to have the licensing. But why can't we have lounges set up like bars? I bet you Loretta would be all over this if I could get a hold of her because she's been banging on about lounges in Montreal. Well, I mean, she's in Montreal, poor girl, has to deal with the fact that they can't even wear a pot leaf on a t-shirt in Quebec. You can't grow legally in Quebec. I know now that Wapkanu is the premier of Manitoba. They are re-looking at that, and I believe that they are going to be able to grow their own cannabis in Manitoba. Whereas Hallister before said, yeah, because he was conservative, right? And again, we got the conservatives always saying, yeah. Like, I'm almost fearful that to see what if Polyev did get in, what they would do to our cannabis program. I mean, of course they see the money because they see the trillions and billions of dollars that are coming in on a monthly and taxation, because our consumption rates haven't really increased. It just that people came out of the closet, right? So once legalization happened, it wasn't like we had a great big huge influx in usage and a big influx in impaired driving and a big influx in consumption rates. We didn't. And they proved that. It's all on Stats Canada, which we now have again because, in 2015, when the Liberals got in, they reopened it, right? Prior to that, we had no Stats Canada because Harper had shut it down, screaming about your privacy rights, okay? You need to have those stats for population growth so they can show what money they need to transfer to the provinces and the municipalities for population growth. How they got away with not sending any money and raising and increasing the transfers to the provinces, and why the provinces are all screaming about the amount of their transfers. Yeah. Yeah. But nobody wants to hear that, right? Sorry. I'm talking politics, but that's handily. I'm sorry, but it took politics to get us to legalization of cannabis. And it took us getting involved with politics and politicians for us to get where we are with cannabis, right? So anybody who sits back and go, you shouldn't be talking about politics on your show. It's because of politics we got here. It's because of political will to bring cannabis to a legalization market. Because if there was no political will, we'd still be sitting with illegal cannabis. But there was a political will, and we forced them. We did. We pushed, and we pushed. And like I always said, I said to Kelly, I don't know how many times we were sitting back talking on the phone, and I'd start singing, show them the money, right? Because that's exactly what got us where we are. Show them the money. Show them the money, show them the taxation, show them how that it would cut back on crime rates and everything else, and show them money. Like Tommy McGuire, right? Show them the money. And I would sing that. I would scream that at Kelly. Show them the money. We got to show them the money. And we showed them the money. And here we are. But again, in Montreal in 2014, there was lots of us there. It wasn't just me, right? There was me, Kelly. There was Dana Larson was with us too. Judith Reynolds was there as well. She was actually going to be running as a Liberal MP. Or she tried running as a Liberal MP. Joy Davies was there with us. Sandra and Remo were there with us. There was lots of us there in 2014 in Montreal. Loretta was there. Lisa Campbell was with us. We were all there, right? We were there pushing. So, and at that point in time, I think Lisa was still with Students for Sensible Drug Policies. But again, that's how we all got together. We managed to gather in Montreal in 2014 at the Liberal Convention and pass the policy through the party. So the Young Liberals wrote up the policy, then it was voted on by the delegates within, at that convention. And that's how it started. Okay, so you don't just, throw things out there and expect people to do it. You have to start at the base. The base is writing the policy. The base is getting somebody to implement that policy in the convention, to introduce it into the convention, to put it on the floor to be voted on, right? That's how it started. And we were there for that. A lot of us. And I'm proud to say that I was there. And as many people that, I hate Trudeau, blah, blah, blah. You know what? It's not just Trudeau. There's a huge team of people that work behind the scenes. Your MPs, all their staff, the deputy leaders. Like, there's so many people behind it, right? Parliament just isn't Trudeau sitting at the top of the, with his little puppet strings telling people what to do. That's not how it works. Just saying. Anyways, policies are made at the EDA level, they're at the chair level, and they're also in your area level. So if you want to have a policy that's brought forward to any of your parties, you go talk to your EDA, because that's where all the work happens. Really, it does, right? Anyway, so we're going to talk about reducing and risking, what the reduction of the risks were with cannabis with legalization. So Okay, so these are some of the reasons why you should choose legal Canada. This is from the Canada website, of course, our Canada.ca website, Health Canada's website, because again, they're pushing their propaganda forward. And again, we need to understand where they're coming from when it comes to legal cannabis as well, right? So, legal cannabis also goes under a regime of authorized, it has to be by an authorized retailer. It also has to be tested. Okay. So all the licensed productions have to have certain testings to actually get their cannabis to the production, through the production, onto the R&D, then through the testing, then to packaging, and then out to retail, right? So it has to get past that testing point before it even gets packaged for toxins, mold, um, pesticides, the THC levels, the cannabinoid levels, CBD levels, the terpene levels, all those things, right, have to be tested in the labs, in their licensed production sites prior to packaging, right? And they have to go through quality control. So it's the same as like any other industry with your alcohol, with your meat, with your vegetables. There's quality control levels, and there also have to be, gone through these testing processes. So mold, as you see, as in the illegal part of it here, they've cut that out. And like I said, how many times did you get mold? See, if you're ever tasting a dirty basement, that's mold spores, right? That's not, oh, that tastes really good. It like smells like, it tastes like somebody grew it in dirt. No, that's mold. All right. If it's got a dirty basement taste to it, that's mold. I can taste mold in cannabis from across the continent. All right. The minute I stick my lips onto a joint and take one pull, I can taste mold. And it tastes like a dirty, fucking gross, rotten dirt mold. Ugh. It doesn't taste like mold on your bread. All right. It tastes like dirty fucking basement. I don't know how to describe it. Dirt. It tastes like dirt. Um, but I can taste mold, like I said, from across the continent. I can smell it. But anytime, like I said, you don't even light it. You can go with your doobie and you can taste it immediately. At least I can. Anyway, and it's probably after years of smoking so much of it because we smoke so much fucking garbage. And like I said, I got a pound of pot one time, and I still say this to Alvin because and he kind of snickers because originally I bought it from somebody else, but it originally came from him. This is we're talking like 30 years ago or something. I don't know. It wasn't quite that many years ago. But anyways, before I was with my husband used to sell anyways large amounts of cannabis, and I got this pound off this idiot that he had, had running for him at the time. And it had 90 grams of fucking seeds in it. Needless to say, I wasn't paying for it. And I said that to him. And you know what I said to them? I said, go fuck yourself. I ain't paying for this. And I never did. So Alvin and I will fucking laugh about that every now and then because I'll say, you remember that pound, 90 grams of seeds? And I told you all to get fucking bent. And I did. And that pound of pot back then, honestly, was $2,500 fucking dollars for 90 grams of seeds, and I fucking told them to get stuffed. And I'm talking like they were gangsters, and I didn't give a fuck because I was not paying for seeds. So again, that also, like I said, with the legal market, that takes out that aspect of it, right? Where you're showing up at somebody's place and he's throwing you out fucking whatever, and you don't even get to look at it either. You get it fucking home and it's full of shit and mold fucking seeds, and you're stuck with it. And you have to try and sell that or give it out to your patients or whatever. You couldn't, right? So that's one of the main reasons I'm okay with the cannabis legal market. I'm not okay with all of it, but I'm okay with the fact that it's tested. And like I said, it might not always be the best. It might not always be the greatest. You might get it home. I've done that. I've brought home fucking. I bought another 7 grams of shit that I thought that was the good stuff that I bought the last time. I bought the same crap. Not that it's crap. It's just not my preference, right? And I'm not going to say that any of the cannabis that's coming on the legal market is all crap. It's just not my preference. I'm a Kush girl. I like Kush. I like a nice, hard, dank, fucking crystally Kush. And if I buy something that says it's whatever, cement shoes is what they said it was, and it probably was. It was good, It's just not my preference, right? So that's where I'm at with some of the cannabis. Like I'm not saying any of it's bad. I'm just saying some of it's not my preference. I've got a certain taste, and because you can't see it, I think that's one of the biggest bitches I've got. But this is prior to after COVID, right? Prior to COVID, the BC market had the little containers where you could look and see at what the buds look like, right? Since COVID, they had to pull all that back because of the fact that you couldn't touch and smell stuff. Like they had little smelly things, but again, you're thinking about the hygiene, even prior to COVID. Like, do you want to be sticking your nose in somewhere else where somebody else has stuck their nose? I'm not okay with that either, even prior to COVID. I'm sorry, but you stick your, snotty nose onto it, smell something, and then somebody, that's gross. It's just gross, period. But anyways, at least you can see it, right? And now you can't, so you're taking your chances. But I'm pretty lucky at the spot that I go to. Most of them, they have either looked at, tried, seen, or have gotten some advice or some kickback from it. So if I ask, "Hey, is this stuff good?" They've either tried it themselves or they know whether it's decent or not. I can't say that I've had a really bad bag from anybody. Except again, like I said, if I buy it, it's not my preference, right? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it might not be my preference because I'm a Kush girl. I like sour diesel. That's actually one of my favorite strains, even though it's a sativa, and I know it's a sativa. Well, it's a hybrid pretty much, but that's where I'm at. So again, I'm not pushing the legal market by any stretch, but to a point, the safety levels, right? And that's what it all boiled down to is public health and safety. Do you want to be buying something that's got pesticides in it? Who knows what they're putting in their dirt, their soil? And but most of the illegal growers that were growing prior to legalization are now our licensed producers. Okay. When everybody's wondering where all the illegal growers went and why there's nobody growing illegal, first of all, it's not economical anymore. It's costs more to grow it than it does, and you can't sell it for anything more but $300 to $500 a pound. It costs more to grow than that. Just saying, right? So, but a lot of our illegal growers that were, the guys that were buying the boats and they're all the legal market. Okay. They are all growing. They were actually designated growers prior to the market opening. And so they were growing mass amounts for patients because patients could get licensing for more than 4 plants. Or they were the guys, in the bunkers underground growing. They just never got caught. The ones that got caught, of course, couldn't get into the market. If you had an illegal record, any background check that, threw a red flag, you weren't going to get in. Are there people that in organized crime involved? Probably. I'm not going to say that there's not. Because organized crime, not all of them are dumb. Not all of them are, there's a gray line there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a gray line there. I'm just going to say that. And did some of the organized criminals get involved with the legal market, and are they actually legally growing for us? Probably. I'm not going to say they're not. No, I don't know for a fact because I don't know for a fact, but I would say yes. I would say that that's why we don't have a lot of the illegal growers growing anymore, is because they did get into the legal market, and I'm happy about that because they have the knowledge. Right? We needed legacy growers in our market. We needed that legacy. If not, we wouldn't have anywhere near the cannabis that they're producing in the market at all, because you don't just stick a seed in the ground and know what you're doing. As much as we say, well, it's easy, it's kind of like growing tomatoes. It is, but growing tomatoes isn't easy for everybody either, right? Like some people can't grow anything, right? Like some people just do not have a green thumb. They can put a seed in the ground and kill it, right? These people have to have some talent. Just saying. You have to be diligent, you have to be committed, and you have to be committed to that plant. And that plant, I've grown a few, 100 myself. They will tell you, right? A plant really does tell you what it needs and what it doesn't need by its leaves and by its, what it's doing, right? And what its growth levels are. And it will tell you. Anyways, so here we are. So that's why I brought this up, why you should choose legal cannabis. It's quality controlled, right? It's tested for accuracy, right? It can be recalled by the manufacturer, right? Which we have had recalls. That's not something that hasn't happened either. Or origami that has had several recalls because of pesticides. In fact, I think they're being sued right now for that. Anyways, we're gonna take a quick break here in a second because it's that time. Have a break. Thank our sponsors. because we have some really awesome sponsors. We do. So we're going to take a quick break. Right back. Our sponsors. I got to find them. Where are they now? Oh, God, everything's in here. What is all this stuff now? Oh, that's right. See, I asked Al to put a bunch of clips in here. Now I gotta find the commercial. There they are.
We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor. If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
PACE Radio is the People Advocating Cannabis Education Radio Network.
Legacy 420 have an awesome array of cannabis-infused beverages, from pop to Nature's Nectar's teas, all in amazing flavors. What a selection! We even have a delicious mango-infused juice, and let me tell you, it's delicious.
Everything is infused in-house, so we buy our syrup from the same place where everybody else buys their syrup for their pop, and the infusion is done in the lab. It's all canned here, labeled here, produced 100% on Tyndonega.
We have two lines of drinks. One is called our Nature's Nectar. That was our original line that we came out with, and then we also have a line under the Red E brand. We have them in 10 milligrams, 30 milligram, and 60 milligram cans.
What a great selection for a get-together with friends or after a long day. Remember, if you want to wet your whistle with on-site lab-tested products, come see your trusted partner. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
All right, and I'm back. I'm trying to set this other stupid thing up too. I got this arm thing my son bought me from Amazon. It's a phone holder, and it attaches to my desk or to my nightstand, and then you can, it's see, I can show you. It's a big arm thing. So I'm trying to get it so I can actually set the phone so it can see the screen, so that it can actually be live on another platform too. I don't know if I can get this to move over that way though. It might. Let's see. Oh, we're getting it there. Okay. Is that going to show the screen on this screen? It might not. I don't know how that's gonna work. Oh, there we go. There. Is that working? It's working. Okay. So maybe we can see it like that. So that's about we're doing the back. You guys are getting the background. They're getting the background of the back end of things. And I'm on the front end of things here. Anyway, so we're gonna go back to what we were discussing about the legal market and reducing the risk and why you should choose to use the legal market rather than going to the illicit market anymore. Now, and again, it's all opened up too with edibles. Again, we like the edible levels of milligrams to be higher, right? Because we like it to be, 10 milligrams, and you have to eat like a whole package to get any effect. But some of them are pretty rank. Like I've had friends that have eaten some of it, and they actually they fall asleep for like 16 hours, and I'm like, I don't get that effect. I wish I did get that effect. I don't get that effect. Unfortunately, it's just not that way for me. So again, we want to recognize illegal cannabis. How we can recognize the legal market, right? Which we how to recognize it. It's got all the packaging, and of course the features of well, we have some here. We'll show you. You have to have these markings on it. We'll remove that guy. Okay, so most of them have this on it, right? This little leaf that has, and when you buy the package, it has the same as cigarettes, right? Little tabs on them. I don't keep any of that stuff. As soon as I get my stuff home, I throw it into jars. I'm just that old school that as soon as it comes back to me, I'm putting it in jars. It saves it better. I put the burrito pads and stuff inside, and I've had them as a sponsor for my cups twice, 2 years in a row. Robato sponsored my cups, so I use their branding, and I use their little pouches because I like them, and they've like I said, Revita. These ones are Boost, okay, because Boost comes in stuff. Not all of the providers use them. Lovitas, here they are. So I've got several jars. I have several jars. I've got other jars that there's two different kinds. Okay, so there's the Boost B2s and then there's these ones, right? I like these ones. Again, these guys have sponsored my cups twice. So these guys I will market their stuff 110% any day. As well as I also have their little containers and stuff too, and they also have bigger pads for larger amounts, right? So these guys are the best. These ones here aren't bad either. I'm not going to say anything bad about them. I just don't know who they are. I don't know who runs this company. I know the people that run this company, and like I said, this company has sponsored my cup twice. 2 years these guys sponsored my cup and sent me stuff for my packs and stuff. And it's a terpene shield, right? So they actually just keep your cannabis in the best form that it can. Keeps it fresh, right? Because again, if it's not cured properly, like there's a whole thing with this. Like it doesn't just grow on a branch, and you gotta hang it, you gotta trim it by hand, you gotta you gotta cure it. And that's with this, and why I've got so many of these, because when I was growing myself, right, we cured all our stuff in jars. Not this jar per se, but I use big mason jars. In fact, my buddy that owns Crazy Diamond Seed Company would always show up with jars in boxes. Lots of jars. And that's the way we did things, right? Okay, is anybody on? Hello? Is anybody down there? Okay, so just so you know, I'm on the air here, and that's why you're here. I'm trying to let you see what I'm doing. I wish I could get this thing to be better, do better, something with this stupid arm thing. There we go. I may just turn it this way. I don't know what to do with it. Anyways, yeah, so I'm live. Hi, thanks. On my show here. So yeah, so this is TikTok I've got going over here. They won't let me go live on their platform. Well, they will, but the minute I say the word cannabis or weed, they shut me down. Any video that we do, in fact, I think a few of us have learned this on TikTok because we've tried going TikTok. A few of my mutuals too have tried, and no, they do not endorse or like anything. They will take your videos down. They will say you're community violations. And I might just get community violations for doing this today. I don't know yet. I'm just taking my chances. But I think that it's imperative that we get all the information and get to as many people as we possibly can when it comes to education on the plant, right? And on it, because of the fact that we need to illiterate that after 5 years of legalization in Canada, that the sky didn't fall, right? That we haven't had increases in crime rates. We haven't had increases in accidents and car accidents and impaired driving. We have not have had increases in people of addiction. In fact, it's a gateway off of addiction as far as I'm concerned. They actually pointed that out on the news the other night when they were talking about cannabis. It was saying that it was actually reducing alcohol consumption, that the alcohol consumption in Canada rates have decreased, if anything, due to cannabis legalization, which is incredible because let's face it, alcohol is probably one of the worst drugs out there. And it's the one that causes so much grief because it's legal, because it can cause people to become violent, and it causes family issues, and it causes money issues. And people have lost everything due to alcohol, right? Their families, their lives, their jobs. And cannabis, I can't say that I've ever heard of anybody losing everything due to cannabis except that if they were an illegal grower and they were busted. And then if you were in that situation when it came to it, you absolutely lost everything. You lost your homes. They took everything for proceeds of crime. You lost your bank accounts. You've lost everything, including your kids. So for those people, yes, cannabis was very detrimental before legalization because of the illegal market, and because they held it like it was the devil's lettuce. It was as bad as heroin, and they treated people with that used it or ever were busted with it just like that. You were the worst criminal in the world, and I'm got those marks on my record. I can't travel to the United States. I can't go to Japan. My dream trip of the world in my whole lifetime, my only thing to tick off my bucket list is to is to go to Japan. And because I have a record now, I can't go. Yeah, and I was a good girl. In my youth, I didn't get a charge for any drugs until I was well into my 30s. And my first cannabis charge was when I was in my 40s. So, you know what I mean? Like my records are 12 and 15 years old now, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I still can't travel to these places, right? And that breaks my heart because again, my dream trip is to go to Japan. It really is. I love the culture. I love everything about it. There's just, and I have my whole life. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my chiropractor when I was a little girl was from Japan and she brought me back some shoes and some, a kimono, and I just got hooked. I don't know. But yeah, yeah, I just love the Japanese culture and the people. And I'm working for Koreans and they're lovely people too. Like, don't get me wrong. They've got the same type of culture because of the colonization. But yeah, anyways, it's a wonderful thing. So now that we're puffing away again, I just bought this battery too. It's a C cell. It's a new one. I'm not fabulously hooked on it. Doesn't have the pull. I bought a Da Vinci. I bought a really expensive Da Vinci, and it's already done. I spent $45 on that battery, little box, right? The Da Vinci extract, blah blah. Yeah, fancy fucking thing. Yeah, yeah. It's already broken. So that's my take on the Da Vinci. And I was going on about how my, UCAN batteries were revealed. I can't use those for these either. The only one that we can use, my son is using the Shatterizer battery. Other than that, the other batteries aren't working for the tips anymore either. And I had two Yocans that were working just fine. They decided to not work anymore either. So I had to go and buy this crap. And this wasn't cheap, but like I said, I'm not. When I have to feel like I'm sucking a fucking golf ball through a hose to get anything out of one of these, I'm not a fan. Let's see what other one. I have a general admission one too somewhere. in this mess of a bed. I just throw shit everywhere, and then I can't find it, and then I get super frustrated and mad because I just toss things, and I'm not very smart about remembering where I put stuff. There it is. Okay, so this is the general admission one. You can only buy the PAX pods for these, though. So this battery here only is available to use with these pods, and this is actually, and they're general admission pods, so basically specific only to this branding, which is general admission. Again, nothing. Like, I don't understand. Is the battery dead, or like what is going on with these things? Nothing. Like, I'm just about ready to snap because again, like, if you're gonna sell this shit, make it good. Make it so that I don't have to be frustrated. Because if I'm frustrated, I imagine other consumers are frustrated too, right? And I will do a review, a public one, and it'll go out everywhere. And if I don't like it, I'm going to tell everybody. That's probably not a good thing for you. Anyways, this company here, Box Hot, yum too. I like them too. I've got another cartridge here that it's got an ice flavor to it. I'm not sure I'm a fan about it. This is a Tiger Blood. This is also a general admission. Now, these batteries aren't the greatest sometimes. It's a Fugo. But it's actually better hauling than this one. Ask me why, I don't know. But it wouldn't matter what cartridge I had on it. It's got everything to do with the battery, okay? This battery has got a better haul than this battery. And I don't know what the fuck's going on with the general admission one. But let me tell you, you have to have a good battery. It's just the way it is. Anyways, I probably got violations on here. I don't know if I even have anybody watching me. Hello. Anyways, right. So that's my thing when it comes to the legal market too. Like, if you're going to be producing legal stuff, I love the fact that you're testing. I'm loving the fact that I'm not finding any seeds. I'm loving the fact that I'm not finding any mold. I'm loving the fact that I can actually go and not have to wait in a back alley for some seedy bitch to show up on her bike 4 days later with a fucking bag of seedy shit. And that's who I was dealing with in this town. Some bitch that fucking would take 5 days to get me a bag of weed and it would cost me $200 and it wouldn't be good. So again, like, that's, now I can just drive to a store 2 blocks away, and grab what I need and not have to worry about it being moldy, seedy, or fucking having to wait 5 days to fucking figure it out. Or wait for some creep to drive in from Creston. You know what I mean? With a bag of fucking moldy shit that was supposed to be hydro and it was fucking greenhouse. Like, and the lies that would go, oh yeah, it's really good, Matt. Yeah, it's the best shit ever. And then you get it home and it's just bunk. How many bags of bunk did I buy for fucking $3,000? I don't even want to admit it. Honestly. Because I'm just like, now that it's all legal and I already have a criminal record, I was fucking, I was rolling out pounds a week. And not all of it was good. And now I look back and think, fuck, I feel bad for selling these people this garbage that I had no other options but to get because there wasn't anything else. And you could try 6 other guys and it would all be the same crap. So yeah, I'm not even sad about the fact that I don't have to do that anymore. I mean, sure, the money's not, but I wasn't like I was making hand over fist cash either, or I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in now, right? If I was making hand over fist cash selling weed when I was selling weed, I wouldn't be sitting in debt and living in my grandparents' old house. I'd have boats and all kinds of things. Yeah, no, it's not that lucrative. Or it wasn't that lucrative. I mean, some people did if they were, we never found that it was that lucrative. Anybody that I actually know that actually ever did make, substantial amounts got busted and lost everything. Every house he owned, all for proceeds of crime, right down to his coin collections. So, yeah. And now, they're just living a normal life. They got kids and working for a living too, right? So that's what the one guy I know that, actually at one point in his life did get ahead selling weed. And then he got busted. And then it was all gone in a blink of an eye. Poof. Houses, cars, money, gone. Everything. And that's unfortunate because, he's a decent guy. But yeah, that happened. In fact, I have friends I've got lots of friends that are still like working Joe jobs just like us now that all sold tons and tons and tons of drugs. And yeah, I don't see any of us living in mansions. None of us are, independently wealthy. We're all still working because it doesn't always work out to be life in the fast lane. Oh God. Oh, fuck, I got a headache already today. Anyways, I got a lump in my fucking cheek that hurts too. I don't know what the fuck. It feels like I got punched, but I didn't. It's weird. Anyway, so yeah, so that's my take on the legal market, and why, I'm not so bent about it anymore. I was so bent about it when it first happened. I mean, I was boycotting and I was out there bitching and complaining and fucking yapping. And in reality, it was because I wasn't able to get into the market. We didn't have the money. It's $1 billion fucking industry, right? You have to be able to build a factory, right? It's not just a little organ. I've got friends here too that are doing micro, right? But again, they're not flush. They're struggling. They got kids, and it wasn't easy. It took him, and he just got in, and it took him. Well, I met him when I first moved back here in 2014, and that was before legalization, right? But the whole time, like the last 10 years, he was scratching to get in. He finally did, but it took him 10 years, right? Yeah. See, yeah. And even the guys that have got stores here, like there's so many stores here in town, you never see them packed. I go into the store that I go into, I never run into another person. I go in there, I do my business, and I leave. And there's never anybody else in there but the people that work there. So, and there's many stores in town, so I can't see any of them doing that great. Like, I mean, I work in a little store, and I have like more than one customer in the store at a time, buying milk or buying bread or buying whatever, right? But at the weed stores, you don't ever see any more than one person. Like I said, I've walked in maybe seeing one person, like they're paying and then leaving, but it's not like it's wall to wall people all scratching to get that one bag, right? Anyways, it is almost time to wrap up. I'm glad I actually made it on the air today because last week I didn't. And I totally forgot to tell poor Al. I hope he's feeling better. We did our show on last Wednesday night, and poor Al wasn't feeling good. So I'm hoping that he's recovering and feeling a little better this week. And shout out to him. And of course, everybody else that's on our network. You all guys do a great job. And thanks for keeping us rolling. And to all our sponsors that keep us rolling. And really, like, because of the fact that I don't do any heavy lifting. Everybody out east does all the heavy lifting, and I get to just come on here and do my show and try and educate and have some fun. Anyways, so yeah, I hope you all have a great week. It is Monday, and like I said, took yesterday off, so I actually going back to work on a Monday. It feels like a Monday. I haven't had 2 days off in a row, and like I didn't really have a day off because I did hair, and then I bartended on Saturday, so I didn't really have a day off, but I did because it wasn't like it was more entertaining and having fun than it was working. But I took yesterday off, and yeah, I still have laundry in the washing machine that I haven't done. Anyways, so when you're thinking about going out, buying your next, cannabis, if you're in Cranbrook, I'd like to shout out to the guys at Green Gear Cannabis. They are my favorite store, and I love going in there. Sasha and John and Ryan are the best, and Kalinda also is awesome. Also, I use Canna Cabana sometimes because they've got the pods that I need that sometimes Green Gear doesn't have. So I'll go over there. That they're a nice bunch as well. So those are the two stores that I use in Cranbrook, and shout out to them. And I guess that's about it. I will wrap it up with all you all saying have a great week and be safe out there. It's getting a bit crazy sometimes with all the addiction issues that are seeming to be arising. I'm sad to see it, but if you can, carry naloxone, and if you don't, you should. And be aware and watch for people around you, because I had a guy actually, just to kind of end the show out, pass out at the store last week on the corner of the store. I don't know how long he was out there because I have no access to the cameras that show outside, but several adults walked past him when finding out. And it was one of the kids that came in and said, "Hey, there's a guy passed out in front of the store. Do you think we should do something?" And I went out there with my naloxone, and I gave him a shake and started talking to him. If people start talking to you, do not hit them with the naloxone. Do not, because it will do more harm than good. If they were speaking to you, they do not need naloxone. Anyways, but again, it was the kids that came in and not the adults. They just walked over him. Think about that for a minute. Anyways, you guys all have a good week. I'm going to end the show off with a little this for you, because in fact, we've got a little what I want. That's not doing that because I thought I was going to play something, because yeah, it didn't work out that way because it's stupid YouTube. Because I don't know how to use it. That's why I don't use it very often. Anyways, you all have a good week. I'm gonna go jump in the shower, get ready for work, and smoke some more medication. Take care. We'll see you next week. All right. Y'all have a good day. That was a clip from the women's show in 2014. I didn't realize what I was doing, as you can tell. All right. Y'all have a good week. See you next week. Bye.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
When you have a pain that's reached its peak, Legacy for 20, it's so unique. If organic cannabis is what you seek, here's your trusted partner 7 days a week. Suppository salves, vapes and drops, topicals, edibles, infused pop. Just when life seems like it ain't easy, at Legacy 420, enjoy a pop freezy. Lab tested products, make them the GOAT. Legacy 420 out on your road. Legacy 420 in Tyndonega Mohawk territory. Indigenous organic cannabis at its finest.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.